Oh, wait. Hi. Oh, hi everybody. Hey. Yeah, you guys are. Hey, how's it going? Welcome everybody to the show. My partner and my host and the guy that's in charge of the show just left me alone all by myself. He had to take care of some business real quick, so here I am. How are you guys doing? Hope you had a great week. It's been a great week here so far in the Simpit, except for Sean dropping the bomb, just like leaving me mid intro. Um, yeah, it's been a great week. We had a couple things that happened in the Simpit. We had on Sunday we had our road league, which didn't end that well for me, and yeah, bad. We just had really a lot of rash of bad luck in this road league. It's been a lot of fun. Don't get me wrong. Like I've had a blast. Like in the races where I had good luck, like lots of good fighting. But then the other parts where there was no luck, those are some terrible races. To say the least. I know Dirge. Yeah, he left me. He's coming back though. He had to take care of something real quick. But yeah, he'll be back. Other than that, yeah. I mean, it hasn't been too crazy. Sean was at India last week, so he didn't really get a chance to come out with any videos. I did a live build of the rally wheel. I've got it right here still next to me. Woo! Right here. You guys can see it. This wheel's freaking awesome. Like I loved building it. I loved streaming it and building it at the same time. I ran into some issues where that's my fault, not the fault of Cornwhy with their button box, but I had the wrong shifter buttons. And at first I was like, all right, I could just make do, build it, but then like, this isn't it's not the right way to do it. So I had to go back, order new shifters. So hopefully I can get those shifters next week and I can do another live stream, finish the build of shifters, and then from there run it to the rig and do a live test. I'm not saying he's dropping bombs, Sam, but he's dropping bombs. But yeah, so yeah, I'll maybe sometime like whenever I get those buttons in the mail, so I'll go ahead and go back on, get on live, and finish that build. Probably jump on RBR if I can get it installed this weekend, or do some BeamNG. Yeah, so yeah, it is, John. And I think that, man, it's crazy. I don't want to say it's crazy, but like you have these moments in sim racing, and I'm 100% sure like the real racers go through this too. Like you have these great races, and you feel like you're on top of the hill, nobody can touch you. And I'm not even talking about like you winning a race, but like you having like a really good, hard fought race with somebody, and you end up beating them. And at the end, like you're like, I don't care if you finished second, third, fourth, fifth, but man, you end up like, oh my gosh, this was such a fun race, such a great race, great battle. You message the other guy or you tell him in Discord, hey man, that was a great fight, a great battle. Even if you don't win it, but you're still having that battle with him, like there's that mutual respect going on. Like it just makes everything so much better. And like you're on cloud nine, but then you get into some of those races where luck doesn't go your way, and you're like, and you feel so downbeat, you feel so downtrodden, you get depressed, and and I've felt it too, where I've like, man, I just like screw sim racing, f this shit, I'm not gonna do it anymore. But then you always end up coming back and making up. So yeah, I mean, this league I've had a lot of bad luck, but I'm still looking forward to the future races that we got going on. And we got one more round. We got Nürburgring, which I love that track, but then we're racing it in the dark, and we did some practice in it yesterday, and it was not going well at all. So it's going to be a tough, hard challenge to finish strong. Didn't end up finishing the season strong on that one. Yeah, so before we get into anything else, yeah, let's get into the highs and hellos. Callum, hi buddy, how's it going? We got Dirge. Yeah, Sean will be back soon. He'll be back soon. Tony Morano, good morning to you. Tristan Ferguson, I'll come back to your question. Sam Hinchy, John Hill, Joe Antonio. And we got Dan. Holy crap, Dan. It's been a long time.
I'm back.
Oh, Sean's back. He's back.
I'm afraid to turn on my camera, though.
We already outed where you disappeared to.
Man, that was a rough start to the show for me. Wow. Good morning.
Sam was the first one to post. Oh yeah, Sean's dropping deuces.
Oh my God, I am in bad shape. I tell you, I'm just warning you. I am not going to make it to the end of the show. Wow. Anyway, okay. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to derail it either.
It was so bad that Dan DiMaggio came out of the bushes.
That's
how bad Sean had to go to the bathroom.
Thank you, Dan. Oh, I probably should mute the mic before dual sound. Okay, hold on. Dual sound.
No, you're good, man. While you do that, I'm going to answer Tristan's question. Because he asked, hey, do we understand how the LMU custom liveries idea? So, yes and no. I'll answer it that way because I'm basing my knowledge on how R Factor 2 does deliveries. So with R Factor 2, you had essentially it was almost the same way as iRacing when it came to painting. So you take into GIMP, Photoshop, you paint the cars, and then you have to upload instead of using trading paints, you did it in R Factor. You put your paint in a specific folder. And then you had to go to one of their websites to do all the spec mapping, and then from there, whenever you jump into a lobby, the paint got uploaded and everybody saw it. I'm assuming it's gonna be somewhat the same way. Once the update goes live on the 10th on Tuesday. But for now, I'm not going to get too much into it because we're going to get into the LMU update later in the show. But right now, it's only going to be available for people that have a sub to Race Control Plus and Premium. I can't remember, but the top that are currently subbing to Race Control. Those people will be able to use them in the special events, not specifically in other stuff just yet, because they really want to test the back end systems, make sure the infrastructure can handle the loads before they release it to the masses to do. Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Hopefully that answers the question.
What were you talking about?
LMU's liveries.
Okay. People are asking if we can turn this show into a podcast. John saying...
Who?
Winter is saying, any chance of making the show available on podcast apps?
We could. We already have a Spotify account. I could start, if people are really wanting to do that, I could start uploading them to Spotify. Yeah.
Might be worth it. And then John said maybe we should be dual casting to Twitch again, like we used to.
Twitch. I don't know. We tried doing that for a while, but it didn't really work out too well. We can talk about it, Sean, if you want later on. Yeah.
I think Twitch might be slightly changing. They really came out of the gates very much based on gaming. And their gaming streaming platform was their main focus. But I've noticed there's been a big... I think what happened is that with TikTok's insecurities, a lot of people who were on TikTok migrated to Twitch.
Actually, Twitch is... I don't want to get into it, but Twitch is not even... quite a few people are jumping ship away from Twitch.
Yeah. All right.
Actually,
So we need to find the next best.
Yeah. I know there's a couple of big streamers. They've actually started moving to streaming on Twitter.
Twitter?
Yeah. Because now you can, Twitter, and they're moving to YouTube. So I don't know. We can look at it and try it and see how well it does, and see how it goes.
All right. Well,
I don't know. It's up to you, Sean. We can talk about it later.
I was just throwing that out there. I'm not worried about it. I like where we're at. I think we're doing a good thing, and YouTube is our home. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right, people. We have two choices. One, we can move this show along and get it over because I'm in bad shape. I actually am in a great mood, by the way, just to be very clear on everything. I'm in a really good mood. I've had a great week. I've made some massive progress with the studio, so I might be getting somewhere there. I have a lot to still straighten up and clean up. But yeah, just woke up this morning with an upset stomach, and I mean, a really upset stomach. But here's the cool thing about it. That is the only thing I have going on. So again, I feel great. I'm like, hey, stomach, how about cooperating? Because it's a great day. So anyway, out of us this week, it was all live shows, huh? It was all live.
It was.
Looking at what our content. Hey, come on. Wait, now YouTube doesn't want to cooperate with me? Come on. Yeah, it won't switch tabs. Uh-oh. I hope my whole browser hasn't... I had some really good steak tacos last night for dinner. I don't think it was the food, because my brother had the exact same thing, and he's fine. Yeah, I can't pull it up. Okay, so we'll have to go by memory here. I know that you did a wheel build.
I did.
Looks something like this. Yeah, my browser will not do shit. You gotta be kidding me. Let's try again. There we go. Now we got it. Just had to do a little refresh. Alright, so we had some Amir live action.
Mm-hmm.
If I can get past my... No, I don't pay for YouTube Premium. There's Amir.
Hi!
Working on his wheel. Yeah, well, if anything, stay tuned. Follow us on Spotify. That's where you will find the live things that we have put out.
Yeah.
And if we did convert this show for that, which we'll talk about, I'm not guaranteeing we will or won't. It would be there. That would be where we would have our shows.
Mm-hmm.
So now I understand you didn't complete the wheel.
No, I was mentioning it earlier to the chat. So I ran into some issues, and I'm trying to grab one of the shifters. I don't know how well it will show, but so I realized that trying to be using resources that I currently were at my disposal, I had 2 spare buttons left over from the Hyperwheel build. So I'm like, oh yeah, these buttons will work for my shifters, right? They're about the same size, and then when I look at the instructions, they look the same thing. No, they were completely different. The mounting on the buttons was not the same as on the plate, and so like I became I was gonna be a little small, but I had to hot glue the buttons in there. But then I was like, this is still not ideal. They're probably gonna fall off. So let me stop the build, continue on with the build, but stop with the shifters. And then once I get the right buttons, I'll do like a part 2 stream, finish up the shifters, and then do like an actual live test on like, Richard Burns Rally or BeamNG or something to actually test out the wheel properly.
Okay, so one more episode.
Yeah, but it's good. I showed it a little bit. Here it is.
Ooh, look at that.
It's a nice button box, man. It's nice and clicky.
Nice.
Everything
and clicky.
like it is nice and clicky. I don't know if you can hear.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Everything's like I really like the quality of products that Cornwhy puts out, and plus, I like DIY, so I like putting things together. It's like, to me, it was a no-brainer to build one than just go out there and buy a rally wheel.
Right.
Yeah.
Now the centerpiece where it has like the electronic board, the one.
Yeah.
Now I know you can get your parts from Pokornoi, but you can also buy them separately. Is that something? I mean, that seems something that's very proprietary. Like you can't DIY that.
No, I mean, well, no, man. They give you they give you plenty of options to do things. So you could. So what you have to do first is you buy their digital plans. You download their digital plans, and it gives you the list of material that you need to get from, and it spells, exactly like how much in quantities, and also gives you links on where you can go buy those items. And but then they also give you the build files. So like if they give you the build files to 3D print some of the stuff, you could take it to like 3D printing websites, upload the files there, get them printed and mailed to you. Or even with the PCB board, like they give you the files for the PCB board,
Right.
and you just take it to, like, there's a website like JLC where they'll print the board for you with with everything that you need, and then mail it to you, and then you just end up you solder the rotaries and the buttons all on,
Right.
and then do it all yourself. Yeah.
Such a cool new world we're in.
Yeah.
In so many ways. All right. Yeah, hey, good point, Tim. Let's pound that like button, everybody. Let's show some love to the show. I think when you guys do that, it actually, like, helps get it out there. Like, I'm going to tell you, the one thing that I've learned about YouTube, and this is where everybody who's a fan of the Simpit can really help, it's all about engagement now. Forget everything you ever knew. It's not even about clickbait. It's not even about keywords. It's engagement. And when we put a video out, I mean, honestly, I'd love to hear that you watched all the way to the end and you loved the video. But even if you just turn on the video and get us a view, quite honestly, that is the best thing you can do to help us get the word out there, because that is what YouTube needs. They need engagement. They need you watching. They need you giving it a like. They need you making comments. So the more you talk in our chat, the better things are. The more you comment on videos, the better things are. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. All right. That's all. Engagement engaged nicely.
There we go. But Alesh brought up a good point, Sean. We got a little too far ahead of ourselves. We didn't talk about the biggest news in the Simpit.
What?
What do you mean, what?
What?
What did Alesh, look at what Alesh posted?
Oh yeah.
Oh!
I guess that is a big deal.
That is.
All right, hold on. Let me see if I can pull something up here. Thank you, Alesh. I'm not all there today. All right. Here we go. There it is. There it is, everyone. The Simpit just crossed 55,000 subscribers on YouTube. And it says here, it's supposed to say, we honestly are a bit speechless. Huge thanks to everyone who's watched, liked, commented, or raced along the way. This means the community means everything. Let's keep pushing forward. Huge thank you. This isn't even us. This is you. This is all you. The 55,000 people being part of our community. Who would think? Who would imagine? And it's just, it's been a blast that I feel like is honestly getting better. Like, I honestly, as weird as it is, I've been doing this 20 years, been doing the Simpit 10 years. I feel like we're just now starting to hit our stride, funny enough. It's like, wow, if I could get some of the financial support and security that we had at the end there with Inside Sim Racing to this show, with what we're doing format-wise, and even when I talk about the financial security, I'm just talking like, man, I'd like to be able to make the studio nicer. I just reorganized it, but I don't have the money to buy fancy, lighting and, surfaces and whatnot. It is what it is. And, I've always believed the core of the show is just about the content itself. That's why in the beginning, I don't know if you remember the first 5 years, this is the Simpit. I'm Sean Cole, but the real star of today's show. That is how I started every show for the first 5 years of the Simpit, because I truly believed it wasn't about me. It wasn't about the studio. It was about the wheelbase. It was about the wheel rim. It was about the pedal set. It was about the driver instruction or the information about sim racing that be key to you. And so it's never really been about that other stuff. So, but it'd be kind of nice. I mean, I look at other tubers who put more money into their studio and whatnot, and it's like, oh, wow, that looks like, better than TV in some cases. It's like, wow, nice. I'd love to, but we're still here shoestringing it. We're the Lemons Racing streaming channel here. $500 budget. Anyway, thank you all. Thank you all. 55,000 subscribers strong and growing. Our growth rate's been strong over the last 12 months. Video views are going up. Everything's really, really awesome. So I'm super duper happy.
Yeah, man. Congrats, buddy. It's been a long road, but hey, not no matter what road you take. I mean, if you if you work hard, persevere, they all end up in the same place. So
Yeah.
I mean, hey, yeah, we're getting there, man.
Some call it persevere. Some people call it stubborn.
Right. I'd say you're more stubborn than No.
I am a very stubborn person. Anyone who knows me, man, I am stubborn. All right. Other news within the Simpit world is I did my stream of Round 6 Rally Pacifico.
How'd you do?
I feel like I did all right, but I haven't looked at the final results. I was in 8th place overall, which sounds awesome, but only 13 times have posted. So I think we're gonna go.
Hey,
tink, tink,
you're not
tink,
last.
tink, tink. No, I've already secured that.
What
Thank
do
you.
You're like you mean Tom's beating you?
I don't know. Tom and I. No, yeah, I got the better of Tom. Tom and I have become. We're very closely matched, though. Rally after rally, our times are very close, and then because Tom's so vocal about it, it's created quite a rivalry.
Right.
So, but I'll show you the results in a minute. We'll get there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's it from Simpit. Let's move along. I'm in a hurry now. Now I'm in a hurry. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to leave Amir alone.
Don't leave me alone. I'm scared.
No, I didn't, Joey. Your teammate beat me, didn't he? Didn't your teammate beat me, I thought. All right, so iRacing, want all the details of what you can expect, read in our most recent dev blog. We're in week 12 right now?
We are. Yeah, this is week 12, the last week.
Yeah, next week is week 13.
Yep.
Poupane came back. Sean looks like he's puckering. Uh-oh. You guys are reading my face before I even get into my brain. All right, iRacing talking about the bend. Speaking of my stomach, the Australian track, the Bend. I've got the bends in my stomach right now. Cool looking track. How long? That circuit looks very long.
It is the second largest track in the world after Nürburgring. It's I think it's like 7.7 kilometers long. Yeah.
So my eyes were not deceiving me. It looks big. 7.77 kilometers. Wow, good.
That's what she said.
Whoa.
Whoa!
All right, they're also expanding on their rescan and remodeled tracks, so we're going to see updates to Iowa, Richmond, Sonoma. Wow, they call it Sonoma. Worldwide Technology Raceway, aka Gateway. That's the problem when you give it stupid names. Then it's like every 3 years I have to remember what track that was. Oh yeah, Gateway. Well,
because didn't they rename one track to now it's Echo Parkway or something like that?
They're always doing like all of them. Laguna.
I know.
Why can't it just be Laguna Seca by Mazda? Laguna Seca by WeatherTech. No, it's gotta be WeatherTech. Laguna. I don't
like that. I like. That's why European tracks, they don't really do that. Like Monza, it's Autodromo, Internazionale di Monza, but they don't add. This is I can't even think Fiat Autodromo Internazionale, right? It's just the name of the track. Just leave it. Well, you can put billboards and everything all over saying it's Mazda, but
here's the other thing. You take that, I talk about this all the time. And it seems like the more money or the more wealth that is involved, the more they just don't care. And so here I am, this man who can't afford fancy lights for my studio, right? But I have so much friggin' pride in what I do and what I say and who I am. But then you look at something like, well, it was originally the Staples Center, right?
Right.
So, the fancy auditorium that the Lakers play in, right?
Right.
Well, it was called Staples Center. So here you're,
Yeah.
Staples Center. Instead of it just being called LA Coliseum or whatever, right? It's Staples
Right.
Center. And then Staples Center goes belly up. So all of a sudden, isn't that like a tar on your image? Or, cool. So then they switch and they go crypto.com. Well, I don't think that's a company that has the best reputation in the world right now. They've had massive security breaches. Right. They peddle in a currency that some people question. So you get, like the whole thing with crypto. I was reading about like there's going to build some mining farm in Alaska that the power the mining farm is going to take is more than the coal plant that is nearby it even produces. And it's like, I own crypto. I'm not poo-pooing. Word of the day, poo-poo. I'm not poo-pooing on crypto. But I am just kind of like, ooh, when you're something as big as LA's stadium for the Lakers, like, why do you need to take crypto? Or why can't you maintain the name of your building and then just let them be a billboard on it, right? But when you take on their identity, you take all of their identity. I don't want to say it, but like, who would want to have Tesla on their building right now? Right. I'm just like, it wouldn't be a good time. Like, do you need your building being, spray painted and vandalized just because of your sponsor? And I'm not trying to single out Tesla here either. This wasn't a shot at Tesla. I'm just thinking of a company that has issues going right now. So, poo-poo coin.
I'm still waiting on the Simpit coin. Somebody was supposed to make it for us and never did.
I got no inquiries. No one tried to get in on the pre-investment. So if you have no pre-investment, then there's no launch.
Right.
Oh
man.
Early backers, they're the ones who make the money on the rug.
Right. We could have been like Hawk Tua, made our coin and then sold a bunch of it and then ran away. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Right off yeah, I pull that. You guys will never see or hear from me again. Just being style, I just talked about like being able to sell out and the pride. Well, you give me a bunch of money, you might just not see me again. But I'm not going to be out there selling it either. I'll just take my money and hide. I'm a simple man. I don't need a lot.
Right.
Charlotte, North Wilkesboro, also getting updates. Refresh and upgraded tracks. Those were re-scanned. So then we have our refresh tracks also. Circuit of Americas, Darlington, Daytona, Indianapolis, Lime Rock Park, Phoenix, Texas, and more. And a lot of these, this is like gonna be literally like, oh, they made the curbing 2 feet wider. Oh, they paved that runoff area that used to be grass. Oh, these billboards have all changed. So we're not talking like a massive change of the track. We're talking an update to make it,
I think,
current.
Yeah. I think was it because they said they're updating Coda, right? It was Coda.
Yeah, Coda's on it. Yeah.
Oh, dear God, I hope they get rid of those curbs and the S's, the sausage curbs.
Oh yeah.
They got rid of them years ago in real life. It's time for them to get rid of it in the sim because those things are stupid, right?
Yeah. When it comes to bad things, they need to do their updates quicker sometimes.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, dude. No one's dealing with those stupid sausages.
Right. And before Joe says something, I'm going to say something on his behalf. Why are they not updating the Canadian tracks? What the hell?
Everything in Canada is like 10 years behind.
I know.
So even if
we got to be 10 years behind.
Yeah, it's like a light year. You got to wait for it to get to you.
I mean, it's true. They didn't get to 80s until the 90s there. That's very true.
I lived in Spokane.
Right,
it's the same thing. I was in some places in Indiana that I swore were more like 15 or 20 years behind, though.
Right.
So, and when I make these shots, by the way, again, this stomach thing has me like being really truthfully honest, huh? I'd like to go back to some of those times and places, Need to bust into iRacing and force an interview for them, explain how the heck they're prioritizing anything.
Right.
Driver69, thank you for saying that. I need to talk to them about maybe getting some of them over on for an interview. Now, I changed my attack a little bit and make it a little less of attack, but I'd like to, give you an example. Hey, Tony Gardner, can you give us a little insight as to how iRacing prioritizes moving forward when it comes to updates and licensing? And then let him go. Instead of posing it like that felt like a shot. So I'm going to give him but it's the same answer is going to come out of us. Attack. Right. Go, attack, attack. Man, I can't be an attack dog. I'd have to do a whole other... If I wanted to be like an Austin Agnoski or a attack type YouTuber, I would have to create a persona, and it would have to take on a different name. I might even have to do a slightly different voice or body styling, but I would have to trick myself. It would have to be a massive acting role for me to be an attack type character. Now, that's doing this. Get out on a soccer field or on a bicycle, like in a race. Put me in a sport environment, and I am all attack. It's a different Sean, But again, putting a helmet on, putting on a set of cleats, is a transformation, and that's something that I always, and it's maybe even something that I think we sim racers don't understand, because it's so easy to just hop into the sim rig. But for anybody who's ever like track dayed a car, or raced a car, or a go-kart or a motorcycle, you know what I'm talking about. The bike's out there on its stand, or the car's out there under the easy up. You're in the trailer, and you're suiting up. Fire socks, fire under. And it is a real experience. It is a transformation, not just in putting on that costume, that gear, that uniform, that protective suit, but your mind is going through a psychological change where you are going from civilian to, tool, quite honestly. And you were just a tool of the team. You were a cog. But, I distinctly remember the days. I mean, like when I suit up for a casual ride on my motorcycle, it's not the same. It needs to be a competitive environment. But, we don't get that. And I think that's something that sim racers might even benefit from slightly. Like, right. And I'm not saying you need to put on a helmet, but like maybe putting a chair next to your sim rig, and then creating some kind of a getting into the rig routine that allows you to get your brain and even your hands and hand-eye coordination and brain ready for what you're about to take on. So, I don't even know how I got on that rabbit hole. Wow.
We were talking about how we need to storm iRacing's facilities and ask them the tough, hard, and attack questions.
Attack. It's attack dog Sean. Nah, I got to put on a helmet. I could go put on a helmet and go charging into iRacing. Put a big hole in the wall with my head and be like, who's got some answers for me? Damn it. I want to know, how the F are you people prioritizing things? You've got it ass backwards. I want answers. Bring out Bobbitt. Bring out Gardner.
Yeah. Hey, I'm right there with you, buddy. My helmet's right back there on my shelf. I'll bring it with me.
All right. One final update. I still have EAWRC on my radar, we'll call it, for when it's and I'm like, we're not going to see anything there. I can just I need to retab, actually. It's time to retab. I need to add a few and drop a few.
Yeah.
All right. iRacing is also addressing some cars, so big revamping of the GT3 class, introduction to a new engine that's sort of like the modern version. So we're looking at a 120-degree 3-liter V6 twin turbo that revs to 8,500. I got to tell you,
that's the new Ferrari spec.
Yeah, that's the Ferrari 296. That motor is like my dream motor, by the way. I mean, that's to me, like,
okay.
As much as I'm a muscle car V8 crushing sound kind of guy, in my mind, after just looking and watching the evolution of racing, I'm like,
right.
I think the 3-liter V6 twin turbo is like the right balance of weight and power and RPM, and it delivers the performance that I think is maybe optimal for car size weight. That's
Mm,
Tom
I don't know. Yeah,
Jones.
I
Thank you,
don't
buddy.
know. I kind of I gotta disagree with you there.
Yeah, what do you take?
I would take the V8 engine, the V8 engines out of the DTM cars. It is it is it is loud, obnoxious, but oh my god, the sound of those engines is so amazing. The previous DTM cars, not the GT3 ones that they're driving now, but the previous gen. To me, that was by far the best sounding engine I've ever heard in my life. Like in person. Uh, like I remember going to quite a few of the races, and you're just sitting there in the stands, or you're just sitting there, and the whole bleachers where you're the sitting area, and you're just shaking. Like you can feel your heart inside your chest shaking from how loud those engines are. I would take that in a heartbeat. That's just me though.
All right.
Uh,
Now, I was also, as I was saying that, I was like, yeah, but I still am wondering, and maybe someone who knows more about motors than I do can answer. Isn't the real ultimate to, instead of twin turbo, though, to do both a supercharger and a turbocharger? Because a supercharger happens at 0 RPM, right?
yeah,
And a
but you would
turbocharger doesn't kick in until you have RPM, which is when superchargers start to run out of their steam, don't they?
yeah, but that would put some very serious stress on the engine's internals.
That's what
Like
I'm
you would
talking
have to
about.
have some like
Then you're
you would
doing
have
it
to have
right.
some you would have to have some heavy duty, like forged internals to make sure that the engine doesn't blow up.
Yeah, that's what I want. A V6 super turbo.
I mean, I've seen people do that. I'm like, and yeah, they're freaking godly fast, but how the how the how or what's the how long that engine was last, I don't know.
Oh, I'm not worried about longevity. I just want peak performance. Um, well, I agree, and it's not like I'm putting this engine in my Datsun. My Datsun's got the
Right.
motor it's got. We're not changing that. I'm just saying, evolution of motors and what I've seen, I think that they can get as much performance out of a V6 as they can a V8 at this point.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, even at this point, like you can have your turbos pre-spooled, like ready to go from next to nothing RPM. Like they're electrically spooled. That way you don't have that the turbo lag anymore. So I don't know. Is it even worth it for a supercharger and a turbo? I don't know.
Now, I will say, I think that this current model year, like everyone, like the friggin' Raptor, the Tacoma, like every big truck has a turbocharged 4-cylinder in them now.
Hmm.
And it's like, and they're all blowing up. And it's like,
Right.
I mean, like Chevy has never made a good 4-cylinder motor that I know of. The Chevy V8, in my opinion, is like, okay, with that said about the twin turbo V6, the Chevy 350 is the best engine ever made on Earth, and might not ever be surpassed. It's just they're powerful if you make them, they're reliable if you make them, and they're cheap to maintain and run. Can't beat it. And yeah. Now, what was my real point? Oh yeah. But Chevy's never made a good 4-cylinder. So yeah, all the new 4-cylinder supercharged or turbocharged trucks are blown up. The Toyota Tacoma is not a reliable truck for the first time in its history, I think. I mean, I had an 83 with a 22R. You could do an oil change with dirt. And it would run. There's no replacement for displacement. Tony, outright power, I will agree with you there, though. But at some point, like in the case of my Datsun, I don't mind it being a muscle car instead of a Datsun. But there is no replacement for displacement in a drag race and in a straight line. But at some point, you have diminishing returns because of the added weight or even torque. I mean, like, my V8 isn't that heavy compared to like a V6. It's not a huge added weight. But it is enough that my car will drive itself into understeer. And, you know. So, all right, enough of that. Sorry, another rabbit hole. I said it was going to be a short show, and we're only on the first news topic.
I know. It's all good, though, man. We're getting some fun discussions out of the way. It's all good.
I think my stomach might be slightly settling, maybe. I don't know. The Gen 4 Cup cars are going to be in the new build.
Ooh.
Anyone? Yeah, go ahead. What?
No, I'm just saying I'm not a NASCAR guy, but for the guys that are NASCAR aficionados, like, I think it's a really good update. Those are, I mean, they're really good cars from a good generation of NASCAR racing. Yeah.
It's super important that cars represent the cars you see on TV. You know, it's a little annoying actually when you're in a dated car and you're like a super fan of the series. So yeah. Let's see here. What else? New audio capture technology and process. Lotus 79 rain tires. And the Super Formula is going to get them. F4 is going to get them. The M4 GT4 BMW has been upgraded to the Evo version. Evo. Updated the new BMW hybrid wheel to match the actual one. So yeah, big update.
Yeah. What are you looking forward to the most?
Wait, what are they talking VR?
Oh. Yeah, they're doing an update to, so now you're going to have quad foveated rendering.
This is a collaboration between Oculus and iRacing.
Yep.
All right, that's a big deal.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Rain and visual, physical balance, tuning, ongoing future development. Ooh, looks like they're going to update some of the timing and scoring overlays. Physics, career mode, future track and car content. Ooh, Mexico City.
Mexico.
Dirt road. Enhance and extend our dirt road car offering. Alright. But nobody plays it. I think the only reason they haven't expanded their rally and truck content is lack of people using it. I mean, so when we talk about iRacing's movement forward development, I think of any and all companies, they have the best data to study to make those decisions. And I literally, and you know, call it capitalism, call it greed, call it just answering to your base. I think they look at the numbers. And I think that, for example, had the four-wheel drive trucks just been the rage and, you know, season after season of full races, what do you know? They would have made 5 or 6 or 10 tracks by now because they would have looked at, you know, thousands of people waiting for them to buy them. Keyword, buy them. Yeah.
But I also got to think about, though, how much is that, you know, how much is it that iRacers just are not racing, you know, the dirt stuff, or is it that iRacing didn't really implement dirt the proper way?
That's fair,
right? I mean, that's what I gotta bring that up because, like, I don't think it's just people choosing not to race on dirt. I think a lot of it has to do with also iRacing not doing dirt.
Well, how many leagues can run 3 tracks? Like,
right?
Are we gonna have a 3 race season, or are we going to run the 3 tracks? Now, I mean, local racing, you know, real life, I mean, you might be lucky to have 3 tracks, you know, when you talk regional type racing. But same thing with rallycross. It took them a long time to get the added rallycross tracks. And then even some of them were like just sort of like almost kind of forced, it seemed.
Right.
So, but it's hard to tell. It's always a chicken and the egg. I mean, I can guarantee you the reason the GT3s are getting a reworking and getting so much focus is because a ridiculous amount of people run them.
Yep.
Why are they updating the NASCAR cars? Because a ridiculous amount of people run them. So yeah, I think more so than any other company, they have actual data to use to base, and therefore you could argue that we are really do affect the development path of iRacing, because I don't think they're running rogue. I don't. I think they're
No.
really frugal and really smart when it comes to money.
Yeah. It's weird. I mean, I'm laughing at Star Fox's comment, a mere muscle. There's a difference between me and Gamer Muscle Star Fox. Like, I'm not afraid to point out the wrong issues. I just don't dwell on those issues. I just move on. Like, I realize, like, yep, that's not for me. I'm not going to focus on it. I'm going to focus on the stuff that I enjoy instead of, yeah. I'll leave it at that.
Joe, I was to say for full size cars, it was literally Willow Springs, Button Willow, Button Willow, Willow Springs, Button Willow, Button Willow, Willow Springs. And the reason why, because Willow Springs cost more money, I think, for the series. It was harder to get on than Button Willow. So it'd be like 2 times at Button Willow, 1 time at Willow. In my karting days, I think we had 3 tracks, but I had to drive really far. And it was like, ugh. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
Local, you don't get a lot. All right.
So I'll ask you, though, what update are you looking forward to the most out of this?
I reckon it's the Bend.
Okay.
I mean, I've never driven it. I like tracks that I've never been on. I tend to like Australian tracks. They just, they're proper racing country.
You like Bathurst?
Yeah, I do. I mean, it's fun to drive. I'm not saying I like racing at Bathurst. But I do like...
Where's Sean? What'd you do with him?
Yeah, no, I don't like racing there, but I very much like driving. I like elevation change. I like difficult
I do too.
tracks. Yeah. But I just sometimes don't like it in a race where it's like, wow, another one, like, I'll tell you, like Detroit. I love Detroit.
Really?
Yeah, but I don't necessarily like racing there.
Okay.
Because you get caught up in
That's
a race,
fair.
and next thing you know, you tanked a wall and your race is over.
Yeah.
And you might even, like, stopped up the whole track. Like Bathurst, too. Have you ever blocked the whole track? It's kind of embarrassing.
Oh, yeah. I've done that a couple of times.
How about you? What are you looking forward to most?
Me, the GT3s, man.
Yeah.
I mean, they're doing like a massive rework of the GT3s. And, like, I was telling the guys when you were emptying vessels. I was explaining like what was going on in the with our current league and everything. How like it's been kind of a roller coaster. Like, 1 week I'll have a good race, 1 week's a bad race, another week's a good race, one bad one. But it's been so much fun, like being able to have, when the races are good, I'm having that competition with other people, like having close competition. Like, it's been a lot of fun. But the only thing I think that plagues iRacing is the tires. The tires, I think, has been iRacing's biggest crush. You haven't been able to nail it properly.
Right.
But when you and me tried out the updated tires on the GTPs, like, okay, now I really understand what the tires are doing. Like, you can feel, you can start feeling a lot better through the wheel what the tires are doing, if they're overheated, or they're still cold. And now they're bringing that new tire model to the GT3s. Like, all right, now you've got to take your time, warm up those tires. They're supposed to be adding a lot more, not to say feedback, but yeah, more feedback to how the tires are reacting, just like with the GTP. So I'm really excited for that, because I think like iRacing's biggest crutch, I don't know, it's hard to explain how I think the tires behave. I feel like with iRacing in total, you have to underdrive the cars to get the most out of them. Like, if you have to drive.
They all feel like hard compound.
They feel like you're driving on a block of wood.
Yeah.
Like, and the minute you lose traction, the car is just completely gone, done. You're spinning out. Where cars don't really act that way in real life. Like the tires have a lot of flexibility, because they act as part of the suspension system. They're not just these, these hard blocks that these guys drive on. The iRacing tires never feel like that.
Right.
So I'm hoping with this new build they introduce a little bit more flexibility in the tires to where, like, if they are overheating, you're not just spinning out all over the place. You're gonna spin. You're gonna lose traction, but not to where you're just like flying out into the grass and crashing in the wall because of losing the traction. So I hope that update fixes the GT3s.
Yeah.
That's what I'm kind of looking forward to. Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. All right.
Yeah.
Lots to look forward to in that one, though. All right. Le Mans Ultimate update. Look at this. The two of your favorite sims getting big updates. This is on June 10th. This is going to be 2024 Pack 5. And they're part of their June update.
Yep.
And there's all sorts. So here, I'm going to probably miss a few. Let me go through real quick. Driver swaps.
With caveats. Yeah, that and the paints, there's caveats to those.
And you already talked about the paint one.
Yeah.
The new, or not so new, Lexus RCF LMG T3. Team management.
Yeah.
Drive your own number. Assign roles and manage lineups. Manage team liveries. That's intriguing.
Yeah.
Let's see. The Lamborghini. What's this Lamborghini? Might not be racing in WEC this year, but this is your chance to tame the Raging Bull.
Yep. You have the two cars, the Lamborghini Huracan and the Lexus. Yep.
And what else? Endurance racing.
And
then, so there's also, if you want to get even more, there's a video on YouTube at Le Mans Ultimate on YouTube with Stephen Hood, president, CEO, talking about the updates. There's Stephen. So he goes through everything we just talked about: driver swaps, team management, custom liveries, with Amir mentioned 2024 season completed, and other updates on the horizon. So lots going on at Le Mans. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. Because we're gonna try to do an LMU Summer League if we can get enough people to participate. Yeah,
awesome.
We'll try to do that. Yeah, I'm excited, man. Because to me, it's like, yeah, the game has been out for, almost over a year now, almost a year.
Right.
And like, how can you have Le Mans, which is synonymous with endurance racing, but no driver swaps?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like.
So I'm glad they're finally bringing driver swaps. I'm glad they're bringing the custom liveries, because that was like one of the users, top 5 requested features. And but I think, like, right now the driver swaps, the custom liveries, is only if you are a race control subscriber, and you can only do them in special events for now.
Right.
They will eventually release it to everybody.
Right.
But they want to test everything on the back end, make sure the infrastructure works good before they release it completely to the masses.
So they're going to literally have hosted race rooms designed for that have those elements turned on.
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, cool. Exciting, man. I'm glad they're still working through everything. I think that cash injection from Pimax has helped them start really getting after a lot of the stuff that they needed to get after. Yeah.
And maybe we'll see a big giant VR update for Le Mans.
Yeah. But if you guys want to race with us, LMU Summer League, join our Discord.
Yeah,
and let me know that you want to race.
Exclamation
so I can
mark
get stuff set up.
Discord. We'll get you a link right now in the chat, or if you look in the description of the show, there is a link to our Discord channel. Get in there and you can find out more information about our hopefully upcoming LMU Summer League. Also, got a bunch more viewers in the chat. Everyone, give it a thumbs up. Engagement. Get into the comments. Ask your questions. Make your comments on what we're talking about. Get involved and give the show a thumbs up. All that helps us get more views. All right.
Yeah. No, Driver 69, it'll be all done through, I think I could just do it through Race Control, because what I'll do is I'll just host races, and then do like a manual standings, manual results kind of deal, just because I want to test things out. Because if we do get enough people to partake in LMU, we can look at actually doing an LMU like official road series, to go along with our iRacing road series. So I'm just this is kind of like gauging interest, having some fun community races while we're on the off season for the road series, and just gauge interest about how many people are wanting to do LMU with us. Yeah,
Do it.
yeah.
All right, BeamNG. Are we forgetting something?
Are we?
I don't know. It's just showing a truck. No, this is an old car driving by another old car on the side of the road. No idea what they're getting at. But they're weird. They're good weird. I always say that. They're weird. They're good weird. They have odd senses of humor. All right, Gran Turismo, round 1 of the GT Gran Turismo World Series, live from London on June 7th with commentary in your native language. So they have some links here to YouTube, and that's tomorrow. They're kicking things off for that. BeamNG.
BeamNG.
Do you guys remember that Rainier beer commercial? Rainier beer. SCS Software showing off buses? Buses? Yeah. Did you catch our latest teaser? We've crossed borders, hauled freight, and explored countless cities. But just like any great journey, the road is full of surprises. A new way to experience Euro Truck Simulator 2 is pulling into view. And then a bus pulls into view. He finally snapped. What else? We had some previews of other content for Truck Simulator. Here it is. Here we go. Second largest city in Iowa, which makes it the 82nd largest city in the country. The second largest city in Iowa welcomes you. Truckers, get ready to explore beautiful architecture, faithfully recreated landmarks, and detailed depots, including a famous breakfast, oats, and cereal factory, all in Cedar Rapids. Was General Mills in Cedar Rapids? Is that where General Mills is?
I think so.
I think so.
I don't know.
Dirge remembers the Rainier beer commercial. I love that commercial. I don't even drink beer. I love that commercial.
Yeah.
And if I were going to start drinking beer, I don't think Rainier would be anywhere on my wish list.
No?
No.
I've never had it before.
No, I think it's just another cheap, like, Coors, Bud Light. No offense, but just another banquet beer. We'll just call it banquet beer. SCS, excited to explore Louisiana's cities? In today's blog, we're spotlighting 4 beautiful cities in the upcoming map expansion for American Truck Simulator you won't want to miss. Lafayette, Houma, never heard of Houma, Monroe, and Natchitoches?
Oh, in Louisiana?
Yeah.
I've been to Houma. I've been through Houma before.
Yeah? I've never been to Louisiana. It's one state I've...
No?
No.
It's not bad. When I was going through training in Mississippi, I would have to go through Louisiana. Living in Texas, I had to drive through Louisiana. It's okay. If you like humidity in the swamps, and no, I'm kidding. But
here's my thoughts.
It's a nice state. Really good food.
But here's my thought. Like, I'm sorry, anyone who lives in Louisiana. Hey, I don't need to be. Everyone trashes California. I don't need to be apologetic when trashing other states. Louisiana.
But there's merit behind trashing California.
So be it. But whatever. It's the best state in the entire world. God bless California and no one else. So my impression, my thoughts, my preconceived notions is that Louisiana smells. Like, it's got that swampy smell. Am I wrong?
Nah, I mean it's not everywhere. It depends on what. I mean, it depends on where. Like, just like I'd say, like, I mean, like California, like, is Sacramento like San Diego?
Oh, what do you mean, like? No, nothing like.
Yeah, I'd say it depends on where you're at in Louisiana. I don't know.
Sacramento is across the 80-mile border. There's a
Yeah.
fictitious border, an unknown border in California, where the first 80 miles inland from the coast are awesome, and then everything else, not so much. Sorry, everyone in Eastern California.
Mm-hmm.
Making a lot of frenemies today. Let's see. SCS Software, as part of their upcoming 1.55 update, American Truck Simulator, we're introducing a range of improvements and new customization options for the Freightliner Cascadia 2024. All right. I'm all done with it. I think I'm all done with that. Hot and muggy. Yeah, I don't like hot and muggy either. So, like, even by Texas, we're too hot and muggy. Never been to New Mexico. That would be the next one, right? Arizona is dry. I can tolerate Arizona, but it's so friggin' hot there.
Yeah, I can't do humidity either anymore, man. It's no. Like the minute you open the door, you automatically feel sticky and gross. Nah,
I get all hives and like, oh god, it's like you're disgusting, man. What's up, Chet? Let's start looking like Chet from Weird Science. Like, the humidity. I don't do well with the humidity. Right.
Well, you might do that in real life. Careful there, buddy.
I shouldn't joke. I said it's nothing like. Christian. Christian's in San Diego.
Man, you just offended Christian hardcore.
No, San Diego. Here's my problem. San Diego's really cold. Like here's the problem with San Diego. It's even worse. Mm-hmm. It's as bad as San Francisco. Like, you look outside and you're like, look, it's all blue and beautiful and it's June. I'm going out in flip-flops and shorts. And then you go somewhere and the next thing you know, you are, like, shivering cold. So that's my only problem. San Diego is awesome. One of my favorite places, actually. I would say that San Diego is actually, now I'm going to make more enemies. San Diego is actually cooler than Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Anyway, Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown. This is so made for someone like me. I got no money. I got no hair. I got no good clothes. But apparently in the new one, find a range of vehicle accessories and clothing at the Wintry Casino. Season 4, the next update for Test Drive Unlimited. So again, like this whole live my Sims. I can have a persona so much cooler than me when I play my video games. I love it. All right, that's all I have to say about that. You can come back, Amir.
I'm still here. I was in my happy place.
You just
sorry.
Working through it. you just.
I'm able to work through it now. I'm good.
I'm just trying to make a bunch of friends today, John. Let me just say it one more time. California is the greatest state in the world, and if you live anywhere else, it's not that I'm sorry for you. It's just that I know we have a lot of tax. I live in the greatest place on earth, California.
I disagree with you.
It's okay. I mean, I'm wrong.
I live in the coolest place in the world. I have Nordschleife. I
can go to Nordschleife if I needed to.
Yeah, but you can't go to any time you want.
I have 2 iconic tracks in my state, very near me, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Laguna Seca and Sears Point. What do you mean? Yeah. Laguna's iconic.
I got. If I go north, 40 minutes north, I got Nürburgring. Then if I go 45 minutes west, I got Spa.
Those are both overrated tracks. I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. But I can't even hold. I can't even keep a straight face.
I quit. I'm done. I quit. Nope. I'm done. No.
No, Alesh, in the whole world, California is like France and Spain combined. Yeah, throw in Portugal.
Hmm.
No, see, but we have the weather, but we have even more diversity than those places. Like I like some of the old timiness of those places versus. Nah, you know what? I'm gonna step back from this. I'm not that high on California. California's kind of a shithole. It's not. It's a great state too, but no, you know what's aggravating me when I go to like other countries and they have like modern things built, right? Like even go to like London, like great example, London. London is old as F, right? Big Ben, Parliament, like the castle, right? But they still build like modern new stuff. And it's like I don't know if it's their zoning or if their companies are a little bit more about like pride than just money alone, but like they build cool buildings and they build cool infrastructure. I feel like this place, we build rectangular towers to the clouds, and that's it. Like we just don't build anything cool, and we certainly don't build anything cool like on a Hoover Dam level. When was the last time America built something cool like that? Seriously, I mean, no offense to this country, but when was the last time we built anything awesome like that? Hoover Dam. Or like the levee projects of Louisiana. We were talking about Louisiana. I know they failed, but for how long did they succeed? You know, yeah, I can't even think of the last time we built anything cool here.
Yeah, it's definitely been a while. Yeah.
I mean, on a private level, we could then argue, okay, yeah, but don't we have like a... I already shat on him earlier, so now I'll give him some praise. Don't we have about the coolest space program ever, though? Can you believe, like, I have loved space and space travel since I was a child, right? And I grew up with, like, back when they flew the shuttle on the 747, right? Because they, like, going from, like, Florida to California was, like, this big process in the whole space shuttle. So I've been watching space stuff forever. And it's like, it would be years and years and years between launches, and then years and years and years between launches. And now, like, SpaceX launches and you don't even know about it. Like, it's so not a big deal. They don't even, or literally 2 launches in the same day. One from Vandenberg and one from Canaveral. Or not Canaveral, from, Canaveral. Mm-hmm. Fascinating. All right. Another rabbit hole. I got apparently I think I am, maybe I have toxins. Maybe I'm high on toxins, like
Maybe
flooding my
it's all the toxins you took in at Indy. Now it's like leaving your system.
Yeah, I do think that's what it is. I ate so much food in Indy. So much food in Indy. And I think this is just like a weird, like, delayed reaction. Like, yeah, I don't know. All right. We don't need Star Wars. We have SpaceX, Space Force. All right, Conspit. Big thing coming from Conspit. So they're showing this 300 GT wheel rim.
That's a pretty rim.
It's a good looking rim.
Yeah.
And apparently this hits the market. This hits the world. This is going to be in your face in 2 more days.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, no. I'm gonna have to yell at Tyler, like, stop sending you pretty looking things.
I don't have one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have one.
Sure.
I don't have one of those. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't.
Sure. People are already posting that they have them. You don't have to hide it.
What they explicitly said, don't show it, don't talk about it.
I know, but I'm just saying some people have already been showing that they're reviewing it on social media. Just saying. Not that they released their videos, but they've been showing pictures of them, you know, on their desk, on their rig, or stuff like that.
So, Joa, that is a tiny-ass screen, right? But I'm going to be honest with you. All right, everyone be quiet.
Mm-hmm.
No one repeat any of this, so shh. Total secrecy. I dig the little screen though, because I don't want a screen at all, to be honest with you. I just don't need it. So having a small screen makes it look super techy and cool, but it doesn't increase the height of the wheel rim. It doesn't make it a bigger wheel rim. So I'm kind of liking that. And look at those rotaries, by the way. Do you see the cool lighted?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Those are really cool.
oh, 300 GT. We'll hear more about it in a couple days. June 8th. That's just a couple days from now. All right, next level. Next level is...
Ooh, sim racing for you. Thank you, buddy.
What? Oh,
man,
thank you, Sim
man,
Racing. Thank you, Sim
Thank
Racing.
you, Ariel. Yeah, buddy. Appreciate it, man. I hope you're doing well, man. I haven't heard from you in a while. I need to message you. But yeah.
It's
I'm sorry, man.
that big. It's the size of the face of a Logitech 920 camera. All right, something brand new just landed. This is from Next Level Racing, and we didn't do it alone. Can you guess who we partnered up with? Officially licensed. I don't know. Do you know? Who is that?
I don't know.
Who is that? Someone? Anyone?
Or just saying, I mean, I don't know. I don't know who that is.
That's not Gus Burton, is it? No. This guy has a
know.
mustache. He has a mustache.
A mustache.
Mustache. All right, what else? Oh, check this out. So I believe this is the same as their Alpina version for the Alpine F1 team. The Track Racer.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing a limited 100 worldwide limited golden black TRX edition of their chassis. Because I think of the movie. I think this is the isn't that the colors of that F1 movie? Yeah, you've seen the movie.
Yeah. Yep.
But look at
Oh,
it.
now you can get the.
Yeah, how cool
Now
is
you
that?
can get the. Now you can get the APX style rig.
Yeah, in gold and black. That's cool looking. All right. Only 100 of them. What else? They have 10% off on all Track Racer products going on. All right, this just looked cool. This was at Overtake.
Mm-hmm.
Formula Legends demo out now. Have you seen this?
No, I haven't seen it. No.
They like, what do you call it when you know, like let's say you get those cartoony looking T-shirts of a Datsun 240, but they'll squeeze the nose to tail dimensions and then bulge out the wheels.
Yeah.
So
it's like the chibi style kind of.
Yeah. And it's like little funky Formula One
Yeah,
car.
that looks.
Here, I'm gonna play
Oh,
the
that
video.
looks cute. That looks cute.
They even have Grand Prix era. They have different eras of them. But yeah, I thought this looked kind of cool.
I'd give it a try.
In a gamey way.
Yeah.
They're at Monaco even.
Yeah, Tom, like a caricature. Yeah.
Yeah.
That looks pretty cool. I like that.
Do you know that's a word I
I'd give
can't
it a
say?
whirl.
That's
Caricature?
a word. I can't say that word.
Caricature.
Caricature. See, I almost threw an extra syllable in there. It's a word I've always struggled with. I don't know what it is, and that's not something I don't struggle with words that badly in life. But other than foreign words, I can't say foreign words. But
right,
yeah, caricature.
Oh, I actually want to try that out.
Yeah, this looks kind of cool. So yeah,
it looks a little fun.
Demo is out now, and it will be part of the Steam Next Fest.
Okay.
So,
look at the little pit crew guys. Oh.
June 9th through 16th. Yeah, I thought it looked cool. All right, how did I do in the rally? We were at Rally Pacifico. Let's see. Top honors go to HS Whipperman, Heiko. 49.51 overall time. Jeff SMKU in second. My teammate Alesh Mom in third. Bloody McGee, that's Joa. This stupid game. I will say this. Stupid game. So, I know him as Joa Antonio. All right? But in WRC, if you're playing in our EA league, he shows up as Iva Ben Cruzen.
Mm-hmm.
But on our leadership board, which is also RaceNet, by the way, he shows up as Bloody McGee. Which, that to me, right there, is why maybe we should be optimistic about this title going to Clayton Games. Like, if you guys can't even get the names right on leaderboards and like have a cohesive name for a player in game, you suck.
I don't know.
Well, oh wait, because EAWRC is your favorite?
No. Don't get me wrong.
How's your experience been?
I mean, see, Nacon and KT Games, they did a great job with, with WRC 9 and 10, and then EA, then Codemasters took over, but then KT, I mean, look what they did with Test Drive.
Yeah, they're not actually. Their track record is not very good, actually.
Yeah. Are they gonna do a better job than EA? I don't know.
No. It's like trading one mediocre for another mediocre, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because EA sucks.
I mean, and it seems like EA is kind of dumping titles that's not making them,
money.
Lots of money. I mean, so like I can see why they dumped WRC. Maybe it wasn't make them as much money as like Formula One or some of their other games like Battlefield or The Sims. But I mean, I could think of a couple other studios that would have done a way better job than KT, but I don't know.
I talked about iRacing's development, how truthfully I believe we are the ones in charge by what we do and what we buy.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, if anybody's seen the movie, not Running Man, Demolition Man, right, with Wesley Snipes and boxer guy. What's Rambo's name?
Yeah.
Man, I'm getting old. Like Stallone.
Boxer? Stallone. Yeah.
So in that movie, there's only one company left, Taco Bell, and Taco Bell is your bank. Man. Yeah, they're the good restaurant. They're the bad restaurant. They're the bank. Everything was Taco Bell, and I gotta tell you, when you think about like EA dumping games that aren't making them money, we're the ones who are doing it to ourselves. So soon enough, there's only going to be one game made by EA, and it's going to be called Taco Bell. And it's because we dumb human beings are so feast or famine when it comes to our purchasing that we reward these idiots, and then we control our own fate through our purchasing power, and we're the ones who are doing it. Every time I hear people crying about even like tariffs and fair trade, it's like you're all looking at it wrong. Like, where did it? I mean, I remember in the 80s, if you drove a car that wasn't made in America, people would like mock you, right? Because you're driving a foreign car. And I'm not saying that we should all be like that. I'm just saying, as things get further and further along, we are just buying into this whole thing where like, there'll only be one car to choose from. There'll only be one internet to choose from. There'll only be one store. You need... I mean, again, I've gone out of my way in the last few years to really over the top try to support local business, because if I do order everything on Amazon, then there won't be a store when I need something overnight, immediately. And I don't know if you all have noticed, I've been with Prime a long time, but Prime, when I lived in LA, if I ordered it today, it was here tomorrow. That was it. End of story. There was no other way. And the amount of things I order now that say they're going to be here tomorrow until I give them my credit card, and then the minute my credit card's been billed, I get an email saying, oh, your delivery is going to be 2 days, not 1 day. And then they even... So my point here is, we're going to allow them to kill brick and mortar, at which point they will push back their delivery time to 5 days because they don't have to care. Anyway, be careful, people, when you're out there looking for the cheapest thing. When you're out there buying the most popular game and no other game, well, that's what's going to lead EA to offload WRC. All right.
Yep.
Yep, I got toxins. I got a mood in me, apparently. Yeah, 10% off on LMU. I did mention that earlier. Yep. All right. So, I didn't go through so Bloody McGee, that's where we ended that. David S., 5th place. The Dark Horse. Who's Dark Horse?
It's a new dude.
That's new. Who's Dark Horse? What are you playing on?
Know.
Dark Horse is playing on the PC. 6th place. Caractacus in 7th. Frank Patcham in 8th. Dirge in 9th. Max Power in 10th. I am nowhere near the top 10.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that shit. May Racer, Yano Block, Sporkomik, Ufi Boombola, best name in our series. I'm in 15th. Tom Raleigh Jones in 16th. F4H Red Pod, that's John Hill in 17th. Lacote 4 in 18th. Sean Cobb 19th. PC Deadman dead last, 20th place.
What?
Yeah. You can't see because of my big fat head. That's right. Here. I have
Let's
this.
talk about what is it? So what is it? Heiko? Heiko was freaking how far ahead was he than Jeff?
52 seconds.
52 seconds. Oh my gosh, Heiko was like full Terminator mode.
Yeah, it was a long rally.
Dang.
It was 55 minutes for me.
Okay, but who was there an amateur that beat you though?
I don't know, because let me see here. Let's go to
I think you're the number one AM, right?
Let's go. I don't know. I don't think so. All right, let's see here. I scored 25. Yes, I was the top amateur.
Well, there you go.
Okay. But that's only 5 of us. We have a lot of independents.
You should be happy about it, though.
We have a lot of independents, too, though.
But you should be happy that you were the number one AM. I mean, that's something, right? You got to take, you got to be positive, a glass half full kind of guy. Take the positives, like, oh man, I was a top amateur. Hell yeah.
If I am outside the top 10, I don't even score a point. So it's like it would have been cheaper to not run, right? I beat the shit out of the car. We had to fix all sorts of things, and I didn't get a single point, which meant if I had just taken the car to the next race, we wouldn't have beat the car up. We wouldn't have wasted all of our crew hours and all the money, and we'd still be at the next race.
I don't know. But again, I mean, you went into it with 0 practice, right? And you finished, kind of midfield, right?
Well, no, back third.
Think about all the guys that were ahead of you that actually practiced for the route.
Not all of them.
Yeah.
There's some just really good to drive.
Right. I don't know.
Now, with that said, I did get top amateur points, right?
There you go.
And that tied us. So now, me and Alesh, who were just distantly in the rears, we are now tied with Joa and Scoob. And we are only 11 points back at Caracas and Woot, so for the lead. So yeah, we're second half of the season is ours. I got you.
There you go.
Alesh. I got
now,
you.
If Alesh was doing his job properly, you guys would be number 1.
Alesh finished in 3rd place. He scored points.
Yeah, now what did he do last week, the week before, the week before that?
Alesh is a rock star.
Yeah, let's say the last 2 races, you got more points than he did. Just saying.
I'm saying there's no stopping the Simpit Rally team.
I'm just hating on Alesh, though.
All right. In the Simpit Road Racing Series, I see we had a little bit of a recovery after our... so Indy was an impact. People are gone for Indy. I know Sam was at Indy. I was at Indy.
Wait, what? Talking about the Road League?
Mm-hmm.
No, we had people last week.
Right, more than the week before.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because Indy was like, nobody was there. You only had like...
barely.
10 total. Anyway, all right, in our... we are at Monza. The group was at Monza. And Chris Generelli brings home the win in the Ford Mustang GT3. Great job, Chris. Yeah. Johnny Alford in 2nd. Randall White in 3rd. Sam Hinchy, James Dowling, Joshua Heege, Ola Sarnquist, Nicholas Batista, Rene Garcia, Ken Nickel, Amir Assad in 11th. Joa Antonio, what happened to Joe? Did you guys crash each other out? Joe Antonio in 12th and Devin
No.
Booth 13th in our pro class.
Let's just say I was racing a pro and then an amateur driver took me out in the process. That's all. I'll leave it there. If you want to see the whole thing, you can watch the stream.
All right. Okay. And in our amateur class, it was Robert McNeil winning the day, David Payne in second, Travis Fleming third, Sherfield Luisi in fourth, and Ken Estep in fifth. All right. Looking at that, we can look at some final, standoff final. One race to go. Nordschleife, the final race this Sunday. And with that, right now, Joshua Higgy has an 11-point advantage over Randall White.
Yeah.
So he can be beaten.
Could.
But it's going to take a miracle.
I mean, it's Nords in the dark. Anything can happen.
In the dark. James Dowling, third place in points. James Dowling in third place. Nicholas Batista. Yeah.
He's been Mr. Consistent this league.
Look at that.
James has been Mr. Consistent.
24, 22, 22, 24, 23, 24, 25, 25, 26. Yeah, that is...
He's just there picking up all the pieces from everybody else, like crashing out. And he's there to pick up the pieces.
Very well. Joa Antonio, fifth. Joa just racking it up in both leagues. Sam Hinchy, Amir Assad, Ken Nickel, Chris Generelli, Neil McDougall, Johnny Alford, Devin Booth, Ola Sarnquist, Gerald Williams, Tony Morano, Sean Cole, Renee Garcia, Wouter Van Moerick, Michael C. McCoy, Jason Potter, and Leo Degata. With the last group, they're mostly missing some races. In amateur class, David Payne has a 18-point lead going into the final event. David Payne, the Payne train, 255 points. Robert McNeil in second, Travis Fleming third, Ken Estep fourth, Joseph Spacek, Sherfield Luisi, Brandon Carl, Peter Lamb, Alex Howland, Phil Scrutton, Donald Warren, and Wouter Van Moerick. All right, that's it. And then Nordschleife this Sunday.
So next week I'll be showing off the completed trophies, and then we'll officially announce our winners, show off the trophies, show off some of the other prizes that people are going to win.
Excellent.
So yeah.
Excellent. All right, here in our rig section, this is the last thing we're going to talk about today, I believe. We are looking at David Payne's new steering wheel. That's the new VRS wheel. What do you think?
It's nice. I like it.
The Fanatic made a CSL base that had that, I don't know what you call that. It almost looked like tile. Little square boxes. Yeah. Because that's not really carbon fiber. That's like a textile type look.
Yeah. It's like a pixelated kind of, I don't know if it's like water, like, what do you call it? Yeah, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I like that pixelated kind of look. Yeah.
Do you have any of the pixelated desert fatigues?
I do.
Those are cool.
Yeah, I saved at least one of each uniform. So I've got my original forest greens, BDUs.
That's like boot camp. That's like right out of boot camp.
Yeah, like the green, brown, and
the
black.
one you see on every movie. This is Army.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so I have that. I have my desert camo, the original from the originals that were sand and light brown. I've got the gray ABUs, we called them, and I've got the new the new ACUs, ABUs, whatever you want to call them, and then my blues. I saved one of each uniform. And eventually, I kind of want to have my, in one of my rooms, have a military wall, where everything's displayed throughout all the stuff that I've done throughout my career and everything.
Yeah. Nice. Caitlin, I love it. the covering, the tactile, it's braille, and if you put your hand over it, it says, "I want to go fast." I love it. All right, well, that's all I've got. I think I'm going to go and rest up and try to get some toxins out of my body so I can recover. Any other thoughts from you, Amir?
Are you going to be crew chiefing for me this Sunday?
Yeah, we should do that, huh?
right? We talked
Okay,
about it.
so yeah, this Sunday.
I'm calling you out live.
Yeah, no, good call, because I probably would have avoided it had you waited till Sunday to ask me. I'd have been like, yeah, I don't know if it's needed. All right, put me on the spot. I'm going to give Tom Jones some credit for what we're going to try on Sunday. Sunday, I am going to do a multi-purpose type thing. I'm going to go ahead and stream Amir's race. Instead of Amir streaming his own race, I'm going to stream his race. I'm going to have one game camera on Amir the whole time. I am going to have the alternate camera on maybe mostly the leader of the race. And then I am going to do a combination of keeping you in tune of what's going on in the race, and then also kind of crew chief / spotter for Amir. We're going to kind of do both. So it's not going to be 100% crew chief because, it is a race, just a sprint race. So I'll try to harass Amir a little bit during the race, and I'll try to stay in tune with what's going on and follow some of the action. So I'm just going to have a little bit of fun with the with it. Pepto-Bismol, that's my favorite beach. That's a beach here in California.
Cool, man. So yeah, we'll work at that. Then the next thing is, I don't have exact dates yet. But yeah, I am gonna plan on doing an LMU Summer Fun League. So for anybody that's watching that wants to join us, I put an announcement section. Hey, we're doing the LMU League. Put a reaction there so I know how many people want to join up, and I'll start building out the league. I think my plan is we'll do 2 races in the GT3s, 2 races in the LMP2s, and 2 races in the GTPs, and then do a couple like mix and match races. People pick and choose what they want to race because it's just gonna be for fun. So, and then based off of people's inputs, we could turn it into like an official league in the Simpit. I just need to know how many people want to race with us. And it will take place on Sundays, during our official road series while it's on its hiatus. So yeah, let us know. And then, yeah, that's all I have.
Awesome. Tristan says, Amir, send you the image from the talks with Will on LMU Discord. So that's a video that we're referring to, by the way.
Yeah.
This is the Stephen Hood video. And in that, he says 100% custom liveries will be available for daily, weekly, special events, and online championships, not just hosted. You want to see Amir versus Sean in RBR or Riot? Okay, well,
we were supposed to do what we were supposed to do versus each other. I can't remember what we were supposed to do. I can't even remember anymore.
My brain's mush.
I know, right? No, it was Race Room. We were supposed to do a versus in Race Room.
Race Room.
Yeah, with the touring cars, the old school touring cars.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, we forgot about
that's
that.
Right. Oh, okay. Maybe. Maybe when I get some of this hardware out of my head.
I know, right?
Dave Blair challenge, yeah, that's in the works too, Tom. I have some calendar dates right now that are making it hard for me to do any driving. Truthfully, I have a few embargo dates coming up that are one after another, plus a few things I'm late on. So I don't get to have much, driving time stuff right now, but hopefully coming. I'm working hard.
Oh, and last week it's going to be you by yourself, buddy.
That's right. You're out of town. Oh, my back hurts now from sitting.
I'll be visiting SimLab.
Woo-hoo!
Yeah.
Very
I know. I'm
cool.
excited, man. We've been playing this for a couple of months now, and we finally got a good spot to actually go there and visit them. So yeah, I'll just I don't know. I might call you during then, depending on what's going on. I might call in.
That'll be
like,
cool.
Hey, what's going on?
We're here.
Yeah.
Hey, now you can just fight if I'm live on the Pitstop.
I know, right?
Yeah, I have that camera turned on, so and your mic.
Yeah, I don't know. I might dial in and might give you guys like a live tour. I don't know. I have to talk to Richard about it, see if he's willing to show me some behind the scenes kind of things at SimLab.
Right? That would be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be super cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's it. I think I'm going to bring this show to a close. I'm going to go Oh, try to get some. Maybe I need some water at this point. Someone mentioned Pepto. No, I'm going to go the Pepsid route, actually. Pepsid seems to work well for me. Pepto-Bismol just causes other things for me. So, anyway, yeah, we're going to bring this one to a close. Sunday, we will have that final race in the Simpit Road Racing Series. I will do some live commentary and have some fun with the broadcast of that event. And again, we mentioned that Summer League. Be sure to get into our Discord and get some information in the Road League. Please join us for that. And one last chance for me to tell you all, be sure to give this show a thumbs up. Be sure to write something in the comments and do everything you can do on our videos. Watch them, make comments, share them. Anything to get that engagement to keep pushing the show. And one more time, I just want to give a big congratulations to us and to all of our community on achieving 55,000 subscribers. So honored, so awesome, and truly just the beginning, because I think we're just getting started here. Anyway, Amir, thank you for being here with me today. Have fun at SimLab next week. And that's going to do it for this one. Everyone, get out there. Do some sim racing. This is the Simpit. I'm Sean Cole. That's Amir Assad. And we will see you on the track. Bye-bye now.
Later, guys.